Hello, I'm Daniel, and welcome to the Emunah Project. We here at the Emunah Project are continuing in our series of videos with respect to information, education, inspiration, guidance, advice, and I'd like to concentrate this morning on the prophecies of Isaiah, specifically his final prophecies contained in his last chapter, 66, when he deals with the coming of the Messianic age. He ends his book by recounting the special worship, the special reverence that the Jewish people have toward Hashem, and that they direct toward Hashem specifically with respect to the meticulous observance of Shabbos and the new moon, the Rosh Chodesh, marking the new month. And Isaiah also envisions the ultimate collapse of the other nations of the world and the final war of wars that will bring about their collapse. And this collapse, this defeat, will help prompt the other nations of the world to fulfill one of the greatest prophecies of the Messianic age. Not only universal peace, but universal knowledge of God, universal acceptance of the God of Israel as the ultimate creator and the ruler of the universe. Isaiah also points out that the Beis Mikdash, the final restored temple, will serve as a vehicle through which the Jewish people brings itself nearer to the Creator, nearer to Hashem. Those who respect the sanctuary and bring the offerings and the sacrifices with the proper Kavanah, with the proper spiritual intent, they will be rewarded. Those who delude themselves into thinking that you can somehow serve God and bring these offerings without any spiritual intent, without any proper kavanah, they can just go through the moves, they will be greatly disappointed. They will be punished accordingly. And this merely reflects the words of the Tanakh contained in the book of Proverbs, where it says on two occasions, chapter 15, verse 8, and chapter 21, verse 27, the sacrifices of the wicked are an abomination. You're better off not doing anything, actually, because if you go through the moves of the sacrifice, of the offerings in the temple, and it has zero effect on you, that's even worse. That's an abomination to God. You're better off staying at home. Isaiah also concentrates on the rebirth of the Jewish people and the setting up of Israel and the rebuilding of Jerusalem, and he stresses that'll happen remarkably quickly. The imagery that Isaiah uses is that of a very, very quick childbirth, where it's like, labor, delivery, boom, and before you even know it, we've heard stories of children being born in taxi cabs and in driveways. My granddaughter Leah was in Israel, in Ashdod, was a very, very quick delivery. I think it was my son-in-law who said she's practically born in the hospital lobby. It was very quick. And this, again, this astonishing reestablishment of the Jewish people and the rebuilding of Israel will also help prompt the world to recognize that the Creator is the Creator, and that the God is the only God and the ultimate ruler of the universe. And all those who have been loyal throughout the desolation of Israel and the desolation of Jerusalem for the last 2,000 years will rejoice in its rebuilding. A comment also with respect to the people who mourn. It's chapter 66, verse 10, which says that, which is where the prophet Isaiah says, "Rejoice with Jerusalem, be blissfully glad with her, all of you who kept yourselves in mourning over her." These are the people who, for the last 2,000 years, would constantly not only mention the destruction and the hope for the rebuilding of Jerusalem, but also mourn. And this requiring yourself to be mournful, even in the most joyous of circumstances, is a key element. Spiritual complacency is tantamount to stagnation, and it regrettably leads to personal destruction. Have you ever wondered why at a wedding, right when the chus kala, right when the husband and wife are being married, and it's official, and just before everyone yells Mazel Tov, the groom breaks glass. He steps on a light bulb, or rarely these days an actual glass. It's usually a light bulb or something wrapped in a napkin. The point is to break glass. Why? How did this minhag, how did this custom come about? Because even at the point where we are the happiest, we are rejoicing most greatly, that breaking of the glass should remind us that even in the heights of joy, we must remember the destruction of the temple and the gullus, the exile, the diaspora. And we need to think of this. We need to bring ourselves, force ourselves, remind ourselves of this, because we do not want to be spiritually complacent, and we don't want that stagnation. We're going to be doing other videos along these lines. Please come back, please watch, please learn. And until next time, on behalf of the Emunah Project, I'm Daniel, and thank you too much.